welcome to all of you who are here at Temple Beth Shalom for this blessed occasion of Sydney's Bat Mitzvah. Welcome to those of you who are far away across the country, wherever you may be. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on this holy day. So let's just take a moment and take a breath and slowly let it out. And one more centering breath. Sydney has prepared for this day for a long time, extra long. And so we are overjoyed to share in the celebration with all of you. I want to remind you to please make sure your cell phones are quiet for this occasion. And we are going to join together in song with this wordless melody. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, la la la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la la. Ya la la, 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 la la la. Ya la la, la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, la la la, la la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la, la la la, ya la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la la. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. One thing I hate about these masks is you can't see that the cantor and I are smiling from ear to ear. We will be able to see Sydney smile. So it is our custom for our bat mitzvah to lead us in prayer. So I'm going to invite her up to the bima, Sarah Mazal. You can open your prayer books to page 220 and follow along with our service.
Okay, we chant the Ashrei responsively. Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha, Odi Hallelu Hasela.
Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am shekayel.
Tehillah le David, Aramim ha'Elohai ha'melech, Vavar ha'shim ha'leolam va'ed.
Bechol yom avarcheka, va'ala shimcha leolam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai umhulal me'od, ve'li gdulato ein heker.
Dor ledor yisabach ma'asecha, ugvurotecha yagidu.
Hadar kevod hodecha, ve'divrei nifleotecha ha'siha.
Ve'ezuz norotecha yomeru, ugdulatecha asaprena.
Zeher rav tuveha yabi'u, ve'tzid kateha yeranenim.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech hapayim ugdal chesed.
Tov Adonai lakol, verahamav al kol ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevod malchuteha yomeru, ugvurateha yedaberu.
Lehodia lifnei ha'adam gvurotav, uchvod hadar malchuto.
Malchuteha malchut kol olamim, umem shalteha behol dor vador.
Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakefufim.
Einei hole leha yesaberu, ve'ata notein lahem et olam be'ito.
Poteach et yadecha, umasbia lechol chai ratzon.
Tzadik Adonai behol derahav, vehasid behol ma'asav.
Karov Adonai l'chol korav, l'chol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet.
Ritzon yirav yaseh, ve'et shavatam yishma ve'yoshi'em.
Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol harshayim yashmid.
Tehilat Adonai yedaber pi, vivarech kol basar shem kodsho le'olam va'ed.
Va'anachnu nevarech ya, me'ata v'ad olam. Hallelujah.
Please turn to page 224 for the Hati Kaddish.
Yikada v'yikadash shemei Rabba, v'yamad yivrach yiriteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'hagala, uv'izman kariv, v'yemeru, amen, Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, Le'alam lo me'amaya, Yitvarach, v'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shemei de'kudesha b'richu, Le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, Tush b'chata v'nechemata, Da'amihiran be'alma, v'yimmeru.
So Sydney, Sarah Mazal, this is the moment that you will receive a talit to wear for the very first time at this service. And as we were just talking about a moment ago, the significance of the talit is the four corners. The four corners represent the tzitzit, which are meant to remind us of mitzvot, of doing mitzvot. And becoming a bat mitzvah here today is really about accepting the responsibility of living a good life, of walking in the right path. And so when you put this on today, your parents will give it to you with love. And I hope you always feel their love when you wear a talit. And I also hope that you feel embraced by God. And so I invite your parents up to present you with this talit. And now you'll say the blessing before putting it on.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef b'tzitzit.
Amen. And now you can put it around your daughter's shoulders and give her a big hug. And then we will all join together with the singing of Shehechianu, thanking God for enabling you to reach this special day. No, stay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higiyanu l'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higiyanu l'zman hazeh.
Sydney, your outstanding academic success is achieved independently and humbly. You embody the strength and conviction of a champion in the pool. Your emotional age far exceeds your chronological age. Your ethical behavior and integrity exemplify a wisdom beyond your years. Sydney, you hold yourself to very high standards of behavior and speech and expect no less from the adults around you. You have truly exceeded all of our expectations and continue to inspire us daily. As Daddy and I peer into the future, we are certain that the traits you've exhibited will serve you well in accomplishing all of your goals. We love you. Mazel tov, Sarah Mazal.
Sydney, your mother and I are so proud of you and how well you did today. What a beautiful experience it has been watching you transform from that bleach blonde, chubby cheeks infant to the young woman you are today. You are so smart, sweet, kind, and fun to be around. I love your inquisitive nature. Whether it's boats or business, it's exciting to see you absorb. Never could I ever imagine that my 13-year-old daughter would be analyzing and making decisions with me and for me. A few things to take note of in this transition to adulthood. 1, I will take you to Ajax and Aspen Highlands, but the double diamonds I will leave for you in Aston. It's quite embarrassing to watch you whiz by me while I struggle down the mountain. Well, I did get to meet the ski patrol though. That was fun. Number 2, never start a conversation with you unless I have a lot of time. I rarely see you study or do homework, but it's not broken. Number 4, you may appear unmotivated in sports competitions, but once you jump in, you're that fierce tiger striving for superiority, yet you are selfless and willing to share the spotlight while mentoring the new kids on the block. Sydney, the apple definitely doesn't fall far from the tree. Our passion for the water is undeniable. Whether it's swimming, water polo, or even better, long adventurous boating trips across the ocean in the middle of the night, we both just can't get enough. You are my co-captain on the boat, and I will continue to be your captain on this journey called life. Sydney, Mom and I love you dearly. Mazel tov.
Sydney, if you aren't the best sister someone can ask for, then who is? You are always there for me if I need you. For example, when I need help picking out clothes or helping me make decisions, you are my go-to person. I know I can trust you with anything more than anyone. I love playing games with you like Among Us. When we both get imposter, the look on our faces is like we're in a state of shock. We get so happy, and of course, we always win. Sometimes when you ask me to make a TikTok, I say no because I'm too lazy. But you convince me to do it anyway. I'm always so happy that I said yes because we have so much fun together. I look up to you because you're a great person with a great personality, and you always try your hardest to reach your goals. Love you. Mazel tov. We turn to page 226 and rise for the Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftach uviyaki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu Imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, vezoher hashtei avot ve'imahot, umevi geula livnei v'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer umoshia umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Be'ezrat Sarah. Tagibor le'olam Adonai, Mehaye hakol atah le'oshia, Mashiv haruach, umorid hagashem, Mehalkel hayim behesed, Mehaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofei holim, Umatir asurim, Kayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot, umito melech memit, umechaye, umatmiya Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah l'ha'ot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai, mehaye ha'kol. We remain standing for the Kiddushah on page 232.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרן, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי יחסיון, לדור ודור. Hallelujah. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד לך. ולנצח נצחים קדושת הנקדיש, קדושת הנקדיש, לשמך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. One more time. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד לך. ולנצח נצחים קדושת הנקדיש, קדושת הנקדיש, בשמך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Please be seated. We continue with Kiddushat Hayom on page 234. Ata ehad veshimcha ehad umi ke'amecha Yisrael goy ehad ba'aretz.
You are one and your name is one, and there is none like your people Israel, a people unique on earth. A garland of glory have you given us, a crown of salvation, a day of rest and holiness. Abraham and Sarah rejoiced in it. Isaac and Rebekah sang. Jacob and Rachel and Leah and their children were refreshed by its rest. A rest of love freely given, a rest of truth and faithfulness, a rest of peace, serenity, tranquility, and security, a perfect rest which you so desire. May your children come to know that this is sacred rest links them to you, and through their rest they sanctify your name. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu reitzei v'nuhatenu. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. We continue with a Reitzei prayer on pages 236 through 237. Reitzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael utfilatam be'ahava tekabel uti leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness, restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life and peace and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otah levadecha be'yirah na'avod. We continue with a prayer of gratitude, Modim anachnu lach, on the top of page 238. Modim anachnu lach, she'atah hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed, sur hayenu magen yish'enu atah hu ledor vador. Nodeh lecha unsoper tehilatecha al hayenu hamesurim beyadecha. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh lehodot. We sing together a prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, page 240.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atah melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'neinecha levarech et amecha Yisrael. Echaleinu b'chol shama v'shomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Aloha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim We take a few moments for the prayers of our own hearts. Sydney, we know how important your sacred tradition is to you and all of your family. You come from very, very committed Jewish relatives, parents, grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunts, and lots of great friends. And like your friends and like those who came before you, today is the day that you take your place among the Jewish people to receive the Torah, to chant Torah and teach us words of Torah. So today is the day, Sydney, that you take your place. Taking your place in an enduring line. This is the day that you stand up to say, our tradition is mine. You will now read the Torah. It's been passed on to you. It's our law and our story, but each telling is new. It is said we stood at Sinai, and today you know you're there. You're the promise of a people, a blessing and a prayer. Taking your place in a resilient line. This is the day that you stand up to say, our tradition is mine. You will now hold the Torah, for to link to the past. You're the face of our future, and the reason we last. Lahalechet bidrachav lishmor mitzvotav kol hayamim. May you walk in God's ways, and may all of your days be blessings. It is said we stood at Sinai, and today you know you're there. You're the promise of a people, a blessing and a prayer. You're the promise of all people, a blessing and a prayer.
At this time, we turn to the Torah Service, Seder Kriyat HaTorah, and that is on page 244 of your prayer books. This is, in fact, the main event for Sydney, where she will become a bat mitzvah. This is also the portion of the service where honors take place. And so those of you who are here have these programs with Sydney's beautiful face on the cover. Inside are the list of the honors that happen at this point in the service, page 244.
Ki Metzion tetzei Torah, Ki Metzion tetzei Torah, U'devar Adonai B'Yerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'Kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav.
Sydney, Sarah, Mazal, this is the Torah, Israel's Morashah, our inheritance and our sacred heritage. Wherever the Jewish people has been, the Torah has been with us, guiding us, teaching us, nourishing us. It is kind of our moral GPS. keeping us on the right track. Now, many, many people passed this Torah down so that you would receive it here today. It's gone from door to door, from generation to generation. And amazingly, your great-grandfather was, I believe, the first president of Temple Beth Shalom. And I think in his wildest dreams, he would not have imagined this moment of his great-granddaughter standing on this bima, which did not exist then, and receiving the Torah from her grandparents' and parents' loving arms. Symbolic of that chain of tradition so that you might receive the Torah here today. I'm going to call up your grandparents and your parents to pass the Torah to you. Yes, Sydney, you come here.
We are gifts and we are blessing. We are history in a song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. The door of a door, Nagid Mod Lecha. The door of a door, we protect this chain. From generation to generation. The door of a door, these lips will praise your name. The door of a door, Nagid Mod Lecha. The door of a door, we protect this chain. From generation to generation, the door of a door, these lips will praise your name. Lecha Adonai Hagidula, V'Hagivura, V'Hatiferet, V'Hanetzach, V'Hahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai ha'mamlacha, v'ha'mitnaseh lechol rosh. You may be seated.
So as we turn to the Torah, Sarah Mazal is going to teach us a little Torah. Some of you know, maybe all of you know, that this bat mitzvah was postponed from the springtime. And so Sydney's original Torah portion was Emor from the book of Leviticus, which is all about holidays. Right now, in real time, our Torah portion would be next week's Torah portion, which is Lech Lecha, but I just want to explain why we are reading Emor. So for now, you can put away your prayer books, and in just a few moments, we'll be opening up our Torah commentaries, but first we're going to listen to Sydney's wise words.
Okay. Good afternoon to my family in the synagogue and to the rest of you watching via Zoom. Even though these are very unique circumstances caused by the pandemic, I am happy to share this milestone with all of you. I am grateful to become about Mitzvah and to learn about my Jewish culture and heritage. My Torah portion is Parashat Emor. It is found in the book of Leviticus, which is the third book of the Torah. Emor, which is Hebrew for speak, explains all the expectations and laws of being a priest in the ancient temple in Jerusalem. God gave Moses the law specific to his brother Aaron and to the rest of the priests. Priests had to follow a strict set of rules. They were forbidden to talk to the dead, attend funerals, marry a divorced woman, shave the corners of their head, shave their beards, or have any physical defects. We no longer have a holy temple in Jerusalem, and those laws are no longer relevant to Jews today. However, much of the Parsha addresses the Jewish calendar and the Jewish holidays, which Jews still use 2,000 years later. For the ancient Israelites, the experiences of gratitude for the harvest seem to have been of great importance. This is why a big portion of Leviticus is devoted to the holiday of Sukkot, which we recently celebrated. Another aspect of Amor that really intrigued me was how Moses preached against cruelty to animals. Even though certain animals had to be sacrificed on the altar, God still wanted the Jews to protect animals and respect their lives. Becoming a bar mitzvah means many things to me. It symbolizes adulthood and growing apart from my childhood. I'm entering adulthood and gaining responsibilities. It also means gaining knowledge about being a Jew and learning about my religion. I have acquired a lot of knowledge during this process, and I feel more connected to Judaism. Becoming a bar mitzvah was a lengthy process, so I'm glad that I got to showcase all my hard work today. I have a passion for animals, and I wanted to dedicate my mitzvah project to helping them. I enjoy spending my free time at beaches and swimming in the ocean. Many marine animals' habitats are contaminated with trash, which threatens their lives. I want to help minimize the amount of trash found on the seashore. As a part of my mitzvah project, I organized 4 different beach cleanups in Miami Beach. Even though my contribution was very small, I still wanted to improve the situation to the best of my abilities. I chose to clean up at sunset because the beach is littered with trash at the end of the day. I filled garbage bags with all the debris that I found in the sand and along the shore. The majority of trash I found included beer bottles, soda cans, plastic bottles, caps, and cigarettes. With the help of my family, we filled up many large garbage bags with debris. It was a great experience and accomplishment for me. I'm glad that I got to improve the quality of the beach environment while having a good time. I'm extremely thankful to everyone who has guided me as I prepared for my bat mitzvah. Additionally, my heart is filled with love and gratitude to my family who supported me during this process and throughout my entire lifetime. I would not be standing on the bima today without the assistance and patience of Cantor Nicholson. Not only did Cantor Nicholson teach me to chant my Torah portion, but she also prepared me to lead the entire Havdalah service. As you all know, my bat mitzvah was initially scheduled for May 2nd. However, due to COVID-19, we had to reschedule it for today. During these challenging months, Cantor Nicholson really helped me get through the remainder of my portion while reviewing the prayers I had already learned. Temple Beth Shalom supplied another helpful mentor to prepare me for my bat mitzvah. Barb Shemansky taught me the significance of my Torah portion and guided me in writing this bat mitzvah speech. My family has a long connection to Temple Beth Shalom. My great-great-grandfather, Alfred Rosenstein, was one of the founding members and first president. I feel fortunate to be part of this synagogue, and I'm grateful for Cantor Siegel and Rabbi Pomerantz for sharing my bat mitzvah service with me. My brother and I share more than just our parents. We bond over sports, boating, and video games like Among Us. I'm lucky to have a sibling whom I can drag into my TikTok videos. Sometimes we're really competitive with each other, but I can always rely on him to watch my back and make me laugh. Today is a bittersweet day because I'm missing my grandfather, Ron, who passed away. Ron insisted that each of his 5 grandchildren call him by his first name, which looking back makes me smile. Growing up 4 houses from Ron and my grandmother, Roberta, was very special. Even though she moved to an apartment building, she's still close geographically and affectionately. Although my mother's parents, Merle and Frank, live in Baltimore half the year, lucky for me, they also live in Boca half of the year. We get to share many weekends and holidays together. I appreciate all of their efforts to ensure that distance does not interfere with our close relationships. Dad, I value your devotion to me. From driving carpools early in the morning, attending all my sporting events, helping me with my math homework, and teaching me how to drive a boat, I can't thank you enough. We share a love for animals, especially our own. Even my friends appreciate all the time that you've taken us wakeboarding and tubing behind the jet ski. Mom, I admire your selflessness. You put our needs before your own. Even after a long day at your optometric office, we get to spend quality time together baking, going out for treats, and skateboarding around the neighborhood. I cherish the time that we spend together on the weekends. Going shopping and out for lunch gives us time to catch up and have fun together. I look up to you as a positive role model. Sharing my bat mitzvah with my family and friends in the synagogue and on Zoom is a memorable experience that I'll treasure forever. Thank you for helping celebrate my bat mitzvah.
It was beautiful. Thank you so much. And by the way, your great-great-grandfather's photo is on the wall in our boardroom at Temple Beth Shalom. So if you ever want to take a little field trip,
Cool.
he's the very first photo that's hanging on the wall.
I took a picture.
Oh, yes.
Look, I took a picture of it the other day.
And when I used to do yoga in that room, we had our Jewish Torah yoga class, I would always be looking up at him. So that was a beautiful speech. We're going to turn now to your Torah service. So first, let's put this down. And we're going to put aside those prayer books. And if you wish to follow along with Sarah Mazal's chanting, it's going to be on page 819 in your big, thick Torah commentaries. And she will call up her aliyot.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah harishona. For the first honor, I would like to call up my grandmother Roberta Gould, my uncle Brad Gould, and my cousins Jason, Jordan, and Perry Gould to the Torah. Thanks.
So we have. So you guys are going to stand, right? Here's the blessing. Is he the only one that's not here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Baby book.
Okay. All right. So you ready? I guess we'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher ba'aranu mikol ha'amim. Ve'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Nazir HaTorah.
Okay. Now you got it.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Emor El HaKohanim B'nei Aharon Ve'amarta Alehem Lenefesh Lo Yitama Be'amav Ki Im Lish'ero Hakarov Elav La'imo Ul Aviv Ve'livno Ul Bito Ul Ahiv Vela Ahoto Habetula Hakeruva Elav Asher Lo Hayata Leish La Yitama.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'hayei olam nafta b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Okay, you guys are going to come on this side, on this other side. Okay? Mazelpower. Just stay right here. Stay on this. Stay. Yeah. Okay. All right, next one.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah hashniya. For the second honor, I would like to honor my aunt and uncle Julie and Brett Kitt.
Are they here or no? They're not here, right?
They're not here.
Okay, let's wait till they're.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato.
Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Lo yitama ba'al be'amav lehecha lo yikrehu korha berosham ufat zekanam lo yigalehu uviv saram lo yisratu saratet kedoshim yiyu lelo hehem velo yihalelu Shem Elohehem ki et ishe Adonai lehem Elohehem hem makrivim vehayu kodesh.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah ha'shlishit. For the third honor, I would like to call up my grandparents, Merle and Frank Setron, to the Torah.
We stand, honey. We stand.
Here, right here.
Baruch hu Adonai hamvarach. Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Isha zona vahalala lo yikahu ve'isha gerusha me'isha lo yikahu ki kadosh lelohav ve'ki dashto ki et lehem Eloheha hu makriv kadosh yiyelach ki kadosh ani Adonai mekadishem uvat ish kohen ki tehel liznot et aviha hi mehalelet ba'esh tisarev.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nota b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah harviyit. Avi Yaakov ben Moshe Verila Hesi Imi Hana bat Ephraim Umalka Esther. For the fourth honor, I would like to call up my parents Adina and Justin Gould and my brother Aston to the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarah. Baruch Adonai hamvarah le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher barbanu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Ve'hakohen hagadol me'ehav asher yutzak al rosho shemen hamisha umilei et yado lilbosh et habegadim et rosho lo yifra uvgadav lo yifrom ve'al kol nafshot met lo yavo Le'aviv ulimo lo yitama, umin hamikdash lo yetze, velo yehalel et mikdash Elohav ki nezer. Shemen mishhat Elohav alav ani Adonai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. So there's been such beautiful chanting by Sarah Mazal, and now she is going to be called up to the Torah as a bat mitzvah for the very first time. And so we're going to turn in our commentaries, if you're following along, to page 830, chapter 24, verse 21, as she is called to this honor as a bat mitzvah.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Tamod tamod habachura bat hamitzvah v'aliyat haTorah Sarah Mazel bat Yaakov v'Chana Chizki chizki
Baruch et Adonai hamevorach.
Baruch Adonai havarach leolam va'ed
Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Umakei v'hema yeshalemena, umakei adam yumat. Mishpat ehad yeh lahem, kager ka'ezrach yeh. Ki ani Adonai Eloheihem, vaydaber Moshe el bnei Yisrael, vayotziu et hamikalel el mihut lemahane, vayirgemu oto aven uvnei Yisrael asu ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Okay, where's the here, let me just show this.
In just a moment, we're just getting ready here for Sarah Mazal to chant from the prophetic readings, that reading that it has a common theme to the Torah. So we're just going to get ready for that, and she will be announcing what it is.
Havdalah for Shabbat and more can be found on page 846. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'nvi'eh ha'emet atzedek. V'hakohanim halvim b'nei tzadok asher shameru et mishmeret mikdashi bid'ot b'nei Yisrael me'alai hema yikrevu elai leshareteni ve'amedu lefanai lehakriv li hey levadam ne'um Adonai Elohim hema yavo'u el mikdashi vehema yikrevu el shulchani leshareteni veshameru et mishmarti. Our Havdalah continues towards the end at verse 28. V'hayeta lahem lenechala ani nahalatam ba'ahuzah lo titenu lahem be'Yisrael ani ahusatam haminha v'hachata v'ha'asham hema yohelum v'hol herem be'Yisrael lahem yeh v'reishit kol bikurei hol v'hol terumat kol mikol terumotehem lakohanim yeh v'reishit arisotehem titenu lakohen lechaniach beraha el beitecha kol nevela utrefa min ha'of umin habehema lo yohelu hakohanim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol haolamim tzadik behol hadorot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oser hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al haneviim ve'al yom hashabat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha ve'limnuha lehavod utif aret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarhim otach yitbarach shim habefi kol hai tamid leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo.
mekadesh hashabat.
Amen. Wow. Sarah Mazal, you led such a beautiful service. You know, your Hebrew name means lucky princess. And you are indeed lucky. You have this beautiful family, people who love you. You are obviously very bright. And the thing about the way you led this service today is you did it with such ease and grace. It was like it wasn't even hard for you. It's good because you set a wonderful example for Aston. He's going to think it's a breeze, but it's not, and we know it's not. You know, your Torah portion, Emor, was all about sanctifying time through the holidays. And the holidays don't happen unless we make them special, right? And that is what you did here today. You really sanctified time. You made this day holy for yourself and your whole family that's here and those who are far away, who are experiencing this with you. And you always have that opportunity to make time holy. So when you and I had a conversation, one of the things I really learned about you that your father echoed here today was how much you love the water, right? Whether it's swimming or water polo or boating or snorkeling, and even your mitzvah project had to do with the water, cleaning up the beach. And it reminded me of a very important teaching from the Talmud, which is what today is all about, because that teaching tells us that parents are required to teach their children 3 things. Okay, ready, Adina and Justin? They are required to teach their children Torah, and you've obviously fulfilled that requirement because you were very proficient here today. You're also required to teach your child a trade, a profession. And I know you're already interested in business, but we'll see what happens there. The third thing parents are required to teach their children is how to swim. And you've obviously fulfilled that. And, you know, I've thought a lot about that teaching, why, how to swim. And of course, we know it's a survival skill, right? But I think there's also something significant about how when a parent is teaching a child how to swim, he or she has to be able to let go. And you have to be able to move on your own. And this ritual of bat mitzvah is really about that transition in your life where your parents have to let go a little more and you have to demonstrate your independence, your accountability, your responsibility. And I think you've demonstrated that here today so beautifully. You're welcome. And the last thing I want to share with you comes from your Torah portion as well. And that is at the end of the portion, it says, "You shall keep the lamp burning continuously." And they're talking about that Ner Tamid, the eternal light that was in that very first tabernacle. But I think the message is about more than that singular light. I think it's about keeping your energy focused, not just for big moments like today, but that every single day you have the opportunity to bring light, to bring joy, to be kind, to share. You have been given so many gifts, your beauty, your intelligence, your ability to work hard, your talents. My hope and prayer for you, Sarah Mazal, is that you use all those gifts that God and your parents have given you for doing good in this world. And we also hope and pray that you stay with us beyond this day and continue with us to study for confirmation because we have a lot more to teach you. And now it is my great privilege to bless you in the words of our ancients, so I'm just going to move in a little closer. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikunecha. May the light of God's face shine on you and shine through you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence always be with you and grant you a lifetime of good health, of joy, of love, and of shalom, of that wholeness and peace. And may you be among those who bring that shalom to our world. Amen. And mazel tov. And now you have candy in your hand. Wait for me to leave and go.
Simmen tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a simmen tov, a mazel tov, a simmen tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yeilanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael. Yeilanu, yeilanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yeilanu, yeilanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yeilanu, yeilanu, Ulecho Yisrael.
We're going to remain standing and turn to page 282 for the Aleinu as Sydney and I open the ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyeha aratzot, velo samanu kemeshpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We remain standing now for words of Kaddish. At this time, we think especially about those members of the family who are no longer with us, but are always with us in our hearts. We remember Ronald Gould, Miriam and Jack Gould, Millicent and Alfred Goldman, Sylvia and Samuel Harad, and Sally and Paul Setrin. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be a blessing to all of you. We also remember the 6 million women, children, and men who perished in the Holocaust, the over 24,000 Israeli soldiers who have died so that we would have a Jewish homeland, and our American soldiers who have died defending our liberties. We take them all into our hearts with our own as we recite these words of Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'yizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kedusha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, le'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the author of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved here and everywhere with God's blessing of peace. Amen. You may be seated. And now we have a member of our board of trustees who has joined us, Cheryl Zuckerman, who is here to present gifts to our bat mitzvah. Hi. Wherever you want.
Sydney, Mazel Tov. What a wonderful job you did today. I was watching from home, and now I have the honor and the privilege to be here to see you in person for a few minutes. Your hard work and dedication clearly showed in the midst of these truly unusual and hard circumstances. You have made your family and your community so proud. Take a minute, look at your family, and just see how amazing they feel because they know how hard you have worked. Sydney, I've known you for a really long time, and one thing I think about when I think of you is that you always know exactly what to say and what to do to make those around you feel confident and comfortable. Being warm and compassionate just comes second nature to you. You are beautiful on the outside, but you shine brightest from within. Be that fearless leader, devoted daughter to your amazing parents, a wonderful sister, and cherished friend you were born to be. And remember the following. I'm giving you some unsolicited advice right now. This is what we do. Okay. A strong woman looks a challenge in the eye and gives it a wink. Surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, but most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness within you, even if you don't see it within yourself. And stand by those who stand by you. Today marks a special day in your relationship with Temple Beth Shalom and the Jewish faith. You now take on a new and important responsibility to your congregation, your community, and to the Jewish people. So it is my honor, on behalf of Temple Beth Shalom, to present you with 3 special gifts. First, you will have the certificate of your bat mitzvah. You have earned it. Cherish it, frame it, put it somewhere special. Second, you have the Kiddush cup from the sisterhood, which will remind you on each and every Shabbat of this joyous occasion. And third, this traveling Torah, so you can continue your lifelong love of learning and take it wherever you go. Sydney, I hope you will always remember this moment, this joy, this sense of pride and accomplishment. Take it with you for the rest of your life. This is just the beginning of your amazing journey, and I can't wait to witness all that you'll achieve. Mazelpower. I'd love to hug you, but we'll do an air hug.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for being with us. I just want to tell you, Sydney, inside that envelope, you also have a certificate that a tree in Israel was planted by the clergy and staff of Temple Beth Shalom in your honor. As well, you have 2 gift certificates. Both of them are to help pay for trips to Israel in your high school years after confirmation, one for the high school in Israel and one for NIFTY in Israel. However you get there, we hope you get to Israel. So we are going to conclude our service this afternoon with the ritual of Havdalah, which means separation. We are separating between Shabbat, this holy, beautiful, sparkling day that Sydney has created for us, and the rest of the week. And we hope that you take that sweetness of the day with you. So I'm going to invite the Goulds to come on up to our table here for Havdalah. And Sid, you'll move behind the table here. And now that Havdalah is complete, we wish each other a Shavua Tov, a good week, a week of peace. Take the sweetness of this Shabbat with you on your way.
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua